happening, disc golf fans, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, welcome. And I'm here with another disc golf adventure. Let's get into it. All right. Today we are in Lula, Georgia, for the other half of the combo of disc golf courses. We are at Red Hawk Ridge, and we're going to go through all of that. So this is a look at the clubhouse here, but we're going to be doing the shorts and the longs, and according to UDisc, the signs might be tweaking, but you can see here, this is look at the map of the Red Hawk Ridge. Very cool. This was established in 2022, and the shorts, par 59, 4,334 feet. The longs, par 60, 6,547. And here's a look at the practice basket, just to show you what you're looking into. There is glamping there available. Like I said, an awesome clubhouse, pro shop. It's a pay-to-play, $10. Play both courses. It's moderately hard. It's 96th in the U.S. It's got a brewery, vineyard. It's dog-friendly. Restrooms available with water, and water available. Not really cart-friendly and stroller-friendly. And here we are, hole 1, 226 for the shorts, 302 from the longs. And here I have the longs looking over the shorts. And it's just straight ahead, a little bit off to the left. Missed that guardian tree. And easy enough said, right? And hole 1 is located just to the right, I guess, of the clubhouse. Pull into the clubhouse just to the right. And then walk that way. Look to your left so you don't miss the tee. But here's a look at the basket. And you're going to continue straight past that to the next hole. We want to hole 2, but I love these signs to show you the direction. So this is just outside the basket, so you can see where to go. Here we go, hole 2, 161 foot for the shorts, 247 for the longs, and there is the gap looking up the hill and a little bit to the left. Just up the hill, a little bit to the left, and let's see. There we go. Look at the basket. A lot of leaf coverage. Don't have to worry about, usually worry about a roll away. All right, here we are looking at hole 3, the sign from the long tees. In hole 3, we are at 292 longs, 255 for the shorts. And you'll see, yeah, here's the gap for the shorter tees. A little fewer trees to get in the way, but yeah, it's still there. So you got to throw over that hill. And you still got a little distance because it's going to, you can see it kind of tapering down, and rollaways are possible for sure. If you don't quite make it far enough, you usually end up in the right side trees. But other than that, hit the basket without rolling away, and you're golden. Right, moving on, hole 4. All right, 279 on the longs, 234 for the short tees, and good looking fairway. And you're looking across that ravine that you're trying to hit. And once you get over there, just lay it flat. Toss up to the basket and lay it flat, but that's the ravine you're trying to get across there. And get to the other side. I said that's not too tough. It seems to be a pretty straightforward shot into the open, through the gap, and get into this area. Haven't had too many rollaways, but definitely have had some rollaways, just so it's possible. All right, moving on to hole 5. Here's one of the original tee markers, Red Hawk, and for hole 5. But here we are looking at the tee sign for hole 5, 314 long, 230 on the short, and you can see the basket out there in the field. And here's just a look at the gap from the long tee pad. Yeah, that's kind of scary, but it's even scarier when you're on the tee pad. Just know. But out here, if you get clean, you're right up to the basket. But the trees can come in the way. And here's a look from behind some of the trees, because I fade from right to left on my sidearm to get out there. And here to get bridge work to get between hole 5 and 6. Just some of the good work that's on the course. And here we are looking at the longs for hole 6, which is 447, a par 4. And to get through that gap and then try to make the long shot up through here. Yeah, this is where the up on that hill through that gap. The gap is right behind this tee pad, the short tee pad, and you can see that gap up in the trees. That's where you're heading to. And for the shorts, it's only 282, but it's a par 4 on the long, so it might be worth trying to get through there. Yeah, it's up to you. But this is just a look at it in the fall. But there's the gap. The basket's just right there. But yeah, you get up close enough for the tap in. It's all good. Easy 3 from the shorts. 4 is a little challenging just to get through that gap sometimes. I can get to that gap and then make the 3 from there. So par is good. Here we are, moving on hole 7. 307 on the longs, 218 on the shorts. You can see the short tee pad right ahead of there. So this is a look from the longs on hole 7. And it's pretty much straight ahead. Just got to get through the trees and get clear. I see a lot of people off on the right side in the trees over there. This is a good shot. Actually, this is an approach shot of someone to get to this point and to be able to tap in the next shot. Moving on, hole 8 is a big one. 853 par 5 on the longs and a 656 par 5 on the shorts. So here's a look at what you're throwing. So this is the long, and several gaps to hit. The shorts, you only got this is a look at the shorts through the trees. You just got to get through the trees, the gap here, and then straight out in the field, and you're going to be almost as far as that lone tree out in the middle, and then make a left, a hard left, and then throw about that same distance. So here's what's in the middle. This is what you're trying to get around. The basket is right behind it, like across the field behind this, but this is what it looks like through it. So it's a lot more cleaner now than it used to be. So you can punch through. Some people have done that successfully. If you can, awesome. And here's a look at the basket on the other side of that green area that we were just looking at. But again, love the arrows pointing to the next tee, which is right there on hole 9. Hole 9 is another big one. That's 562 par 4 on the long, 402 par 4 short. And you're looking out through that field. These guys are walking through that gap, and it's just to the right a little bit, just out of sight here. You'll see it in just a minute. It's setting up on a hill. It doesn't have too, there's some roll away possible, but usually not. Behind the basket is a drop off, but it's far enough away that it should not come into play. But you can see here, if you do go for it, you will have a long comebacker. And here we are, moving on to hole 10. We're from the long tees. You can see the short tee right there, and the basket down in the valley there. That's where you're heading. Just got to toss it down there. Hole 10 is 246 long, 213 for the short, and it's just getting to there. So you get down to the bottom of the valley, and usually tossing back up to here. Well, at least me. And but it's a fun hole. Not a long one, but man, fun stuff. Moving on, hole 11. Here we are at another par 4. It's 368 for the longs, 291 for the short, 291 par 4. So there's a lot of trees in between. And just kind of shift your shot around those trees in the middle here on the right side, and then you've got to go left after those trees that you can see in the background there. To the basket here. All good. And again, going for it. If you miss it, you're in the trees. You've got a jungle look coming back. Moving on, hole 12. This is kind of cool because it's only 193 long, 156 short, but it's got a hard left turn. Not a real hard left turn, but you are definitely turning left, and you have to get some distance to carry your shot around the corner. You can see where these guys are. kind of around the corner and to the basket. Again, it's a shorter hole, but just keep staying out of the trees and getting a clean shot to the basket here. It's definitely a challenge for me. All right, hole 13. You're looking at 250 on the long, 183 on the short, and you can kind of see it from there's the short tee ahead of you. And here the guys are coming up to the basket here, a little bit off to the left side. Not too terrible. Got plenty of trees around it, but not really any guarding trees keeping you from the basket. And that's it. Moving on, hole 14. All right, and it's 227 for the longs, 204 for the shorts, and you're throwing across that ravine that you can kind of see through the trees there. And here's what it looks like when the trees are in bloom. So you're getting to the other side of that ravine, kind of a common occurrence on this course, but there's a look at it when you miss low or hit a tree like I did on this shot, and then I've got to toss up to the basket and then tap in for a stress-free par for me. Anyway, let's look at the basket as you're heading back through the trees, and you're going to cross this bridge. Again, good work on the bridge work here on the course to get to hole 15. All right, and hole 15, this is a fun one. One of my favorite holes on this course, hole 15, even though I lost a disc on this one and in that lake. So this is from the long tee, short tee you can see down in front of you. Hole 15 is it's a par 3, but it's 424 foot downhill, and you can see the basket right there in the background. And there's my disc. I never got it back. It was a strike, but oh well. I moved on. 227 long, 204 short. And here's the look from the short tee. The basket's right there. You got a creek behind it, and sometimes on the left side in those trees, just because of, depending on the weather, if it's rained a lot. And you can see the bridge behind it. All right, and moving on to hole 16, across the bridge. And here we are. Hole 16 is a par 4, 554 on the longs. This is the longs here. The shorts are up and to the left amongst those trees. Here we go. Here's the short. And 424 on the short. 554 longs, 424 short. And you're heading up through the gap on the right, uphill. So there's a gap, probably the third gap, and then uphill to the basket. Here we got a better shot at it. There's the basket. You can kind of see it's a kind of a gradual turn and up, but man, it's a hike. You can tell that hole, the hill just keeps going up. And I haven't had it rollaways, but I guess it's possible. You're on the side of a hill. What the heck? So here we go. Climb out of that, and you're at hole 17. But man, thankfully there's a bench right there. You're right by the clubhouse, and there's the pond that you can throw to the basket that's in the middle of that. And hole 17 is 319 for the longs. And here's a look at the shorts at 254. And here's a look from the short basket, or for short tee pad. You can see the basket in the background, just over the rise there and in the trees. So here we go. Another look at the basket. Definitely some trees to get in your way, just getting there. But once you're in there, pretty clear shot. All right, moving on. Hole 18. You've got 362 for the longs, 251 for the short, and you're throwing across this end of the pond to the basket that's up there toward the clubhouse. And there's a hanging basket in the tree right in the middle, but you don't want to throw to that one because there's a lot of birdhouses around it too, so you don't want to hit that. But there's a look at the basket. It's you got plenty of room to not get in the parking lot or the clubhouse area. Here we go. Great looking course. If you haven't played it, be sure to go out and play these two dynamic duos. Now let's just look at the basket with the birdhouses and such. So give you another shot at the clubhouse here, man. If you haven't made it out there, it's worth the trip. Destination course for sure. Like I said, you can do some glamping, stay there, and check it out. All right, that's all we have for today. Be sure to like and subscribe and share this with your friends. Appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one. See ya.